All right, you ready? Because we are live, Big Travie. What is up, dude? It is Sunday morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, we're here.
Top of the morning to
we
you.
Made it. We made it. I wasn't even sure it would happen, but we're here. We're doing it.
We're doing it. It is week 5. We woke up this morning to some more great news this morning, so we'll be going over that here shortly. But we would like to say good morning to Whisper Nation. If you're here in the chat, drop a hello, drop a good morning. Hit us up with those lineup questions. If you're new to our channel, hit like and subscribe. Hit the bell notification so you know whenever we go live, Big Travie. You know when we go live because you're here.
I am here. Oh. Sorry. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. You guys know the drill. Look, there's 2 of you watching right now.
That. What
up?
One
of them's me.
None of them's me, right? What up, Brandon?
What's up,
good
Braden?
morning.
Braden, good morning, brother. We're just rocking and rolling. I think the biggest piece of news, obviously, Johnny, is the Titans shutting down their facility because of another positive COVID test. The Broncos game, the Broncos-Patriots game, now being moved off the schedule because of another COVID test in the Patriots organization.
That's a bye. So if you have any of those players in your lineup, get them out. There's no and they're not on the COVID list. This is a legit. Now they switch it to a bye, and so now they'll play next week. So you need to make sure that if you have any players in the New England game and versus the Broncos, just get them out of your lineup.
I gotta say, man, it sucks for the Patriots and Broncos right now. That's your bye.
Oh, I know.
Bye week.
It's horrible.
You prepared all week to play this game, and now it's your bye week, and then you got to get right back into it next week. Prepare again.
Well, you know what? I don't have any it's the Patriots. Yeah, I don't have Bill Belichick does this all the time. He probably loves this. Well, probably not, but he's fine. I feel bad for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They, out of anyone, have the biggest gripe and the biggest they really got screwed over. But we all knew this.
I think the Broncos do. So the Steelers were fine, right?
The Broncos are terrible.
They knew halfway through, but the Broncos, dude, they're injury riddled. They could have used their bye for real purposes.
That's true.
Rest,
that is good.
And they don't get to do it. So it's some tough stuff here. But if you guys got your lineup questions, get them in here. Get them in the chat. We see you guys pouring in. We've got Braden in here, Darius Rice, Proddy Jim. You guys welcome in. Thank you so much. We got 7 watching now. If you guys could hit that like button, get that going, we would appreciate that, of course. Johnny, we also had news that Michael Thomas is questionable. So a lot of decisions out there. Are you comfortable with rolling with Michael Thomas from what you've been reading and hearing on that?
I wouldn't. Just because I do think that they're saying he could give it a go, but with the bye next week, and I understand the argument with they did this with Drew Brees last year, but a quarterback is a lot different than a wide receiver. And I think Traquan Smith, he seems to show enough. I don't know if they would rush a high ankle sprain is. But I guess, throwing a thumb on your throwing hand is just as big of a deal. So, but with it being a Monday night, I wouldn't risk it unless you had a pivot and a nice pivot. We just found out also that Julio Jones is inactive for today's game. So I just wanted to mention that real quick. But yeah, so Travis, you're in this situation. So I don't roster Michael Thomas on any of my roster, so I don't have this decision, so I couldn't personally tell you what I would do. I can only say from a professional level what I would do. So Travis, where are you at? Are you willing to risk it?
Yeah, I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit here. I'm projected to lose to my opponent by quite a bit in the situation where I have Michael Thomas, so I'd rather roll for the upside of Michael Thomas. Hope he plays, that he's back, and they just feed him like they normally do. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I just kind of roll with the punches this week. But there's some pivots out there. You know, you got Traquan Smith available in most leagues. You've got some other situations you can roll with. Maybe one of those dart throw wide receivers from the Los Angeles Chargers, the no name guys, Guyton, Jalen Guyton, something like that. Could be a little fun to roll with if you needed to.
All right.
Braden Robinson asks, I think I asked this the other day, but Dalvin Cook, Josh Jacobs, Mike Davis, Chris Carson, pick 3, Johnny.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Dalvin Cook, Mike Davis, and Chris Carson here with Josh Jacobs dealing with that hip injury. I would sit him this week with the ability that you have 3 good running backs.
So Khalif Raymond, Darius Rice says Khalif Raymond is a deep play wide receiver for Tennessee. With all the injuries in the position, do you think he's worth a stash and see? I mean, your bench would have to be pretty deep for you to want to go ahead and stash that guy on the Tennessee Titans because they can't even get in their facility right now. So it's not looking good for them to put players on the field for you to start. I would be stashing other guys that are, an injury away from being big plays,
But I mean,
Mecole Hardman, for example, or David Moore, even in Seattle. Those are other stashes I would rather roll with
I
than
would
trying to
say,
figure out when the Titans are gonna.
is this dynasty? Is he asking for dynasty purposes? Because this might be more of a dynasty question, Travis. I'm thinking because yeah, if it's redraft, then yeah, I think Travis is on the line or correct with that. I think if it's dynasty and you have like a spot, like why not? If it's a dart throw and you think you have a hunch, like I always say, just throw it out there. But you're absolutely correct. If it's any kind of redraft, then you're not going near it. Team 12.
We got 12 people watching. Just want to thank you guys for watching here. Hit that like button if you can. Help us get this video out there, get in front of some more eyeballs, get some questions in here.
Also, drop a good morning in the chat if you could. We'd love to say good morning to you. We appreciate you guys joining us on this one wonderful Sunday morning of football. We're excited for that, but a little bit wild waking up to the COVID stuff. So we'll jump. We have another question here, Travis. Team 12s: Derrick Henry, Mike Davis, Chris Carson, and Miles Sanders. Pick 3. So Derrick Henry.
Well, I think I would be benching Henry just based on the fact that I don't think this game happened.
Yeah, they had another positive test.
Yeah, I think that. I mean, they did say that the test. I was reading today that the test came from a coach that hasn't been in contact with the players all week. So they are precautionarily shutting it down, but I just don't know if I trust anything that's coming out of Tennessee right now. So that would be, and those other guys like Mike Davis, Chris Carson, Sanders, all focal points of their offense at this point, looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Braden says, this is a hard-hitting question, but Robbie Anderson or DJ Moore? This might get to Johnny a little bit, but I think that Robbie Anderson is the 1A in Carolina, and I think the industry is just a little bit too behind on that. And I think that Robbie Anderson is going to be the guy you're going to want to start ahead of DJ Moore all year. He's going to be the guy you want to rank ahead of DJ Moore all year. And they're just using him in the fashion that you think they would use DJ Moore for some of the possession receiver things, and they're putting DJ Moore out wide. And so it's I would be on Robbie Anderson. Now, that being said, I think DJ Moore has great season long value. I think he's a buy low, and I think this team's going to be throwing a ton. So like both guys are going to be within the top 24 in my mind.
I think right now we've seen Robbie Anderson hit these hot streaks, and I'm not saying he's a terrible wide receiver because he's not. I do think he's still going to be top 24. I just think he's kind of beating expectations right now. I think he'll regress a little bit, and because I'm banking on the pure talent of DJ Moore. Like DJ Moore as an athlete is way more talented. Like you also have to remember, like Robbie Anderson is 6'3", $190. Like that's like me soaking wet and then stretched, well, I'm not anywhere near $190, but it's it's not that big. And for the routes that he is running, or presumably running right now, I just don't think that that's gonna last season long. I believe what Travis was saying. These guys will both be top 24, but I do think that DJ Moore will be better this second half coming up. That's my prediction.
Curtis Jesus says Freeman or Henry in the flex. So I'm assuming that he means Devonta Freeman and Derrick Henry or Hunter Henry. Curtis, if you could let us know on that one, I would think it's Derrick Henry, and unfortunately,
dude, I would go with Freeman. I'm gonna be honest with you, like
not a bad matchup.
It's not a bad matchup, and the fact that I'm gonna be real honest, I don't think this game happens. Like, if it were anybody else besides Tennessee, like it would be one thing, but it's Tennessee who's already had all these positives. I'm real in doubt that game happens. Real nervous, and I understand. Listen, it depends on how much you want to gamble. Like Travis was saying, in his own personal matchup, going back to the Michael Thomas thing. If you feel like you need Michael Thomas, or if you feel like you need Derrick Henry to play in order for you to have a shot to win this game, play Derrick Henry, roll the dice. But if you think that you can take just a solid, I don't know if this is PPR or standard or half, but if you think, and let's say it's half PPR, Freeman could possibly get 8 to 10 points, and you're like, that's good enough for my team to help me win this week, then throw Freeman in there. That's what. And I think Travis would agree with that advice.
Yeah, I'm hesitant to trust Tennessee at any point, and I would live with knowing that Derrick Henry ended up playing on a miraculous COVID streak for the Tennessee Titans. At least that would mean my team's back. But I do like Freeman's shot to get some play. He's increased his usage over the last couple of weeks, and Dallas has just gave up 300 yards on the ground to Cleveland. So good matchup there, even for a dusted guy like Devonta Freeman. Braden Robbins, Mike Smith says, need help, Carson Wentz or Jimmy Garoppolo or Joe Burrow, start one PPR. So I would actually start Jimmy G here. I like the matchup against Miami. I think him back. He's got Deebo Samuel back, who's supposed to play today, Raheem Mostert back. All those things working in his favor. I would roll with Jimmy G. Love Joe Burrow, and I have Joe Burrow in a few leagues. And I'm starting him in most of them. But against Baltimore, that's a tough matchup, and I actually like Jimmy G's smash spot here on his first game back. Agreed. Matthew P. with the hard-hitting question here. Crumb donut or apple fritter? I think it's apple fritter, man. I think you got to go apple fritter here. I like crumb donuts.
What, dude? Crumb donuts?
They're not that great.
Are you kidding me? They are
kind of. No, dude. They're kind of whatever. I like a fritter. I like a good apple fritter, fresh baked.
Apple fritters are really good, dude.
Yeah, man.
But crumb donuts are delicious. But I do think that the right answer there is apple fritter for sure. I do want to say I want to appreciate there are 14 people right now watching us and tuned in for this live. We appreciate all of you. If you could give us a thumbs up like this, it really helps our channel. And if you aren't subscribed to our channel yet, please subscribe, hit that bell so you get notified whenever we go live. We drop content every single day to help you win that championship. That's our whole goal, and to build an awesome community where we have a lot of fun and enjoy fantasy football. All right, Travis, we got a lot more questions rolling in here, man. Let's get to them.
Yeah, so team Curtis says Derek and Devontae. Oh, yeah, that's what he was talking about. Yeah, so I think we answered that for him. Team 12 says, I have Aaron Rodgers, Allen Robinson, Robert Woods, Chris Carson, Mike Davis, Darren Waller, Derrick Henry, Miles Sanders, Devontae Parker, DJ Moore, Hunter Henry, Deebo Samuel. That team is stacked. It's PPR. I thought a question was coming there, team 12s. You had me rolling there, no question.
No question.
All right, great team though. I think you're not lying there. You do have a stacked team. Darius Rice says, does Antonio Gibson have a steady flex role? I have Godwin when healthy, Gage and Edmonds. You're rolling out Antonio Gibson this week. It's a middle of the road matchup against the Rams. They haven't been too tough on running backs. And the thing about Gibson is he's increased his usage each and every week. And he actually got involved finally in the passing game last week, had about 80 yards, I believe, in the air. And the cool thing about what's going on now in Washington is they've got Kyle Allen coming in. And Kyle Allen, under the helm of Carolina last year, only a couple teams passed to the running back more. No team had more targets to their single leading running back. That was Christian McCaffrey. Kyle Allen loves to dump it off to the running back, so Gibson should be in a real nice spot here going forward.
Yeah, I like it.
Nick Miner says, "Happy Sunday, boys." So after the Titans talk, sounds like you'd lean starting Ingram over Jonnu Smith at tight end this week. 100%
Yeah.
Watson over Big Ben, right? Yeah. So both of your questions here, I think, are great, Nick, and I appreciate you jumping in here. Hope you're subscribed and liking. We appreciate you hopping in here. These are great questions. I would lean Evan Ingram. He's actually one of my favorite buy lows right now,
Yeah.
and that might not be able to happen after this week because the schedule's starting to open up. But Ingram is getting a ton of volume. He's running top 5 routes in the league, and he's getting targeted a ton. So I would love to roll with Evan Ingram here, and then just bench Smith for now. It's a real shame. I saw on Twitter, the Titans are really screwing up Jonnu Smith's breakout season with all this stuff right now. So,
Yeah.
but yeah. Joseph Rojas says hi. What's going on, Joseph?
What
Appreciate
up,
you
dude?
being here, brother. Thaddeus Lucas asks Johnny, I drafted CMC and Chubb, so my RB lineup is yikes.
Oof,
Who would you be playing? Pick 3 in full PPR: Gaskin, Kelly, McKinnon, Freeman, Mostert, or Henderson Jr. Actually, not a bad running back core.
No, you
Even
really
with the CMC and Chubb situation. That does suck that you lost them both.
I was going to say an initial thought was I was going to say, wow, congratulations on getting CMC and somehow having Chubb fall to you. But then I saw how, I was like, oh, that's a little devastating news, And then now seeing the other running backs he has, I feel confident once more saying, wow, congratulations, because that is going to be quite the stack come playoff time because you were able to grab these guys off waivers. So I like this running back depth here. I would go with, as far as this question, I'm going to go with McKinnon. Would you stack McKinnon and Mostert, Travis?
It's a good smash spot to do so.
Right.
But I think I would go Kelly. Yeah, I might stack.
I think that's what I would do. I think I
what
would
I
do
might,
Kelly and then
what I might do is Kelly, Mostert, and Freeman, just because I feel like they're all starting, and at least probably red zone guys there. So that one might be. I might lean that way.
So you said Kelly.
I would do Kelly, Freeman, and Mostert, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think that I think that either way, if you do Kelly, McKinnon, and Mostert, or Kelly, Freeman, and Mostert, I think both of those are good options. Like you said, you do kind of cap yourself by putting in both of the San Francisco 49ers running backs, but we have seen both of them on many occasions go for big days in that backfield. So, all right. Joseph Rojas says asks Hunter Renfro or John Brown. I'm going to go with Hunter Renfro here. John Brown is coming in a little bit banged up. And then also this game is against Tennessee. So,
Dude, I love this. Sorry, Nick Miner says already liked and subscribed, but if I was on the fence about the apple fritter talk, that really sold me. Look, we don't just cover the fantasy football, dude. We cover the pastries and the breakfast foods here too.
Yeah.
Oh man. Brandon S, what's going on, Brandon?
What's
Been a while
up?
since we've seen Brandon on here. Appreciate that. Let's see. Darius Rice says, if the Bills game is canceled, I'd have to start Herbert against New Orleans. Thoughts? I actually like Herbert. I think that's a decent start. It's a high over under. They're going to be a negative game script. He's going to need to be throwing. He's actually been really good and graded really high by PFF through the first first quarter of the year.
I mean, so much so that they had to officially put the end to the Tyrod Taylor talks. Which, by the way, if you were able to trade for Keenan Allen and possibly, I mean, it would have looked a lot better before Austin Eckler went down. But like with that news of being like, oh, Tyrod could come back and the offense regresses, that's good news for guys that were able to go and trade for him, because that was a good deal for you moving forward.
Your boy Drew says start 3: Terry McLaurin, Tyler Boyd, Devontae Parker, Darius Slayton, Michael Gallup. This is PPR. I'm going Terry McLaurin. I'm going Tyler Boyd. And I'm going Devontae Parker. I think that would be the three I go with there.
Yes. But I do
we
expect
got-
a big day from Slayton, but it is a gamble. You're definitely going with McLaurin, Boyd, and Parker.
Let's see. So Team 12 says apple fritters are the best. Also, go Hawks.
No, but I can't agree with the Go Hawks here. No, I will say this is one thing that I absolutely love about fantasy football. Like, people will ask me sometimes, like, "Oh, isn't it get a little wild and like you don't really root for your team?" Do you? I'm like, "No, I'm still like a Cardinals fan on the side, you know." But I will say, like, when you play fantasy football, you just end up falling in love with players. And so, like, I love watching Russell Wilson. I love DK Metcalf. I mean, Travis, you know that. Tyler Lockett, you know, it's so – I can agree with some parts of the Go Hawks thing. Like, the players I'll agree with, not the team, though. Darius Rice says, appreciate you guys. You got a lifetime subscriber here. We appreciate you, man. That makes us – dude, that makes my day. I don't know about you, Travis, but – and that's on a football Sunday, dude. That's on a football Sunday.
That's huge, man. Look, Darius, you're here each and every week. Brandon S., another guy that's in here. Braden Robinson, you guys are what we do it for you guys. We do it for all of you in the chat right now. You got 8 watching. We've had 15 or more in here. We just keep trying to grow this community, man. We're just trying to get you guys, the best advice we can give at the time, and hope you guys come home with some hardware each and every week and each and every year.
All right, Brandon S.
says, do I start Drake, Kelly, or Gibson in standard? This is a good one, but I think you still got to go Drake here. The matchup's too good. He's getting the volume, and you got to hope that he's in a smash spot here as heavy favorites against New York.
Yeah. I would definitely. Hey, Travis, check this out. So, one, Lamar Jackson, Marquise Brown, and Mark Andrews, friend of the show, Mark Andrews, are all good to go. They're all good to go against Cincinnati.
I think that was, kind of as expected.
Yes. But that was, I just had to throw that out there. But the news I want to get to right here, La Conforia, expect Dwayne Haskins to be traded. So
that's the big news that was coming out a little bit ago, is that they think before the deadline.
Yeah, that's going to be wild. So quick second. Do you have where would you like him to go? How wild would it be? The Green Bay Packers trade for him, dude? And then Rodgers just is like, you know what? I'll show you. You want 10 touchdowns in a game. 10 touchdowns in a game. Don't test me. That would be. No, I don't think Green Bay Packers. But where do you think? Maybe there really aren't any spots.
You know where I'd like to see him to go? I'd like to see him go to Pittsburgh.
Ooh, yeah, that would be good.
If he could sit behind Ben for 1 to 2 more years, I think that would be the right spot. So hopefully the Steelers make a move. We've seen what happens when Ben goes down for them, and it's not pretty. Also, so I would say Dwayne Haskins going to Pittsburgh would be a good one.
I absolutely love that. That is an amazing. Well done, bravo. But for just 2 seconds, how do it just seems like he was just trying to make this move, because it's like, how do you bench a guy? He went 31 for 42 for over 300 yards and rushed for a touchdown against Baltimore, like one of the best defenses in the league, threw no interceptions. And then after a game when he threw 3 interceptions, and you're just like, oh, I'm benching you after that. Like, that's brutal, man. That's brutal.
Yeah.
All right. You jump back into these questions.
Brandon S. says, Steelers, Bears, maybe Pats or Colts. Those are good ones. I like those. Johnny Matthews asking, who are you having a fight, Mike Tyson or Aaron Donald?
Whoa. Well, I got to go right. If it's Mike Tyson in his prime, I'm going Mike Tice. But if it's right now, it's got to be Aaron Donald. Like, that dude's a freaking beast. Even though I'll tell you what.
Does Aaron Donald know how to throw down, though?
Sure he does.
Because that's the thing, dude. All Tyson's got to do is hit you once.
Dude, you see how, he looks good. He looks.
Speaking of which,
what?
I would just say, sorry. I'm like
What?
Chef
I thought you were
over here.
gonna.
I'm getting all these updates.
I thought you were gonna announce like a fight against Mike Tyson, dude.
No. Did you see that UFC knockout? That's what I was going to ask yesterday. There was
No,
a
I
knockout.
didn't.
Oh man! So the guy grabbed his leg. He grabbed his leg, and he's like, "I got your leg." The guy did a spinning back kick with the other leg, knocked him the hell out. It was. You got to look it up, dude.
All right, I'll look it up.
Yeah, it was crazy. Zubin says Miles Sanders, JT, or Juju, at least one running back. So you got to start. Well, then you're starting Juju, right?
No. Okay, he's saying.
Oh, okay. So flex the other two. So
yeah, I'm
starting
JT this week. Oh, okay. So it's okay. Would you go JT or Miles Sanders? We'll start with that, and then it's the other whoever we don't choose versus Juju. I'm guessing
it's hard not to rank Sanders above JT here. So Sanders would be in above JT for me. And then this week is not a good matchup for Jonathan Taylor.
You're right.
So
it isn't.
I would go with Juju, I think. That's tough, though. That is a tough one, Zubin.
Is it standard? Is it standard or PPR? Because that could make a little bit of a difference. If it's like any kind of PPR, then it's definitely Juju. If it's standard, that does make a little bit more difficult of a decision. All right.
Michael Sewell says having trouble with flex, half PPR. McLaurin or Shark. Also QB this week. Are we feeling Breeze or Herbert? I could potentially drop someone and pick up Minshew. I'm okay with Breeze. I think Breeze is fine in this matchup. He's been doing pretty. He's been decent. He's been hitting the floor for you. I don't think he's been too crazy, but and he hasn't let you down too much. McLaurin or Shark, and this one, I think I'm going McLaurin.
Yeah.
We were talking last week that Jalen Ramsey isn't actually shadowing people, and so not that I'd be too worried. Like McLaurin has just been balling out no matter the matchup.
He's so good.
I would just keep rolling McLaurin out there if I could.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, Zubin getting back to us on that one. Full PPR on that one. So Miles Sanders, Jonathan Taylor, Juju. Yeah, I would go with Juju.
Yeah, Juju.
Yeah. So you're going to go Juju and Miles Sanders there
because
Jonathan Taylor, after week 1, hasn't really been used as much as we'd like in the passing game. So you're not going to get that floor you really like with him. So his floor becomes kind of non-existent in this bad matchup, as opposed to Juju's going to be part of that offense, and Miles Sanders is the offense for Philly.
Yeah.
Darius Rice, blonde or brunette? I think, look, I'm not prejudiced against either. I like them all.
Yeah.
I like blonde, brunette, redhead. They're all great.
My wife is a brunette, so I'm a brunette.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. You're a smart man.
Yeah.
My future ex-wife is blonde, so. Matthew P., do I start Will Fuller or Raheem Mostert in the flex? This one is tough, but because of the existence of McKinnon here and how he's been using the last couple of weeks, and I just, the high over-under for the Jacksonville-Houston game, I'm rolling with Fuller here. But I understand. Yeah. Toby Loba Ayatunji. I hope I got that right.
Dude, you're
right.
I am so glad that you read these names because I am brutal with these.
Russell Gage, Justin Jackson, Freeman. Toby Loba, let me know if I pronounced the name right. Russell Gage, Justin Jackson, Devonta Freeman, PPR full. I would roll with Devonta Freeman here. I think that's your best bet. I know that Julio's out, but Gage has been kind of a mirage here and there over the last couple weeks. Add Cousins, Minshew, or Jimmy G for Josh Allen, who probably won't be playing. This one is tough. I would love to suggest Kirk Cousins here, or even Minshew. But the primetime Cousins, I feel like the bottom could fall out. Go with Jimmy G. I think that's your safe. You go for the floor with Jimmy G, and then if they get rolling, he could really just explode in that matchup. So I think you get the best of both worlds. The opportunity for some upside, but really a nice floor out of Jimmy G this year.
It sucks Kirk Cousins is going in prime time because that game, if that were a Sunday afternoon or Sunday morning game, I would totally say Kirk. But that jinx on he's so bad on Sunday night games. 17 people watching right now. We appreciate all of you right now. If you could do us a huge favor. Give us a thumbs up on this live stream. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Hit that bell so you get notified anytime that we go live, which we go live every Sunday. We're going to go live Monday mornings, and we drop content every single day. So make sure if you want to kick it with the Fantasy Whisperers, you hit that sub. All right, Travis, we got a bunch of questions. We got a bunch of people in here. A lot of people that just recently joined. So I just want to say good morning to all of you guys. Hopefully your morning has been pretty enjoyable so far. Travis and I have had a pretty good morning.
Yeah, so we've got Cole Beasley or Le'Veon Bell to start. Who would you? He says for the most points.
Sorry, who is it?
Well, Beasley
or Le'Veon.
Here's the problem: is Beasley's in that Buffalo Tennessee game, and I don't know that game happened. So I would roll with Le'Veon Bell. You also said Boyd. I don't know.
Well, and
I'm starting Tyler Boyd over all of those guys.
Yeah, that's true.
And Le'Veon Bell. So I'm not sure the exact question.
Gage Ty or Justin Jefferson. I would go Justin Jefferson.
Jefferson.
Yeah,
man.
that dude's
he has been balling.
Yeah.
And that, like we talked about on the Friday, the Seattle Seahawks have given up 500 more receiving yards than any other team to the wide receiver position. So you're loving what you're getting out of Justin Jefferson, especially with this matchup coming up. Would you play Slayton or Joshua Kelly half-point PPR, John? You were calling for a Slayton game, but Kelly's going to be that undisputed number one this week.
Yeah, I would go with the safe player and Joshua Kelly. But if you need that upside, like I said, if you're thinking, hey, I need a dynamite performance from someone, it's Darius Slayton. Let me tell you this: every single time Darius Slayton has scored a touchdown in his NFL career, he has scored 2 touchdowns in the game. He has never scored just 1 touchdown in a game. It's always 2. So if he gets 1, you know another one's coming. So, but yeah, the safe play here is Joshua Kelly. But the upside play is definitely Slayton for sure.
Let's see. Zubin's back here. He says, I have Josh Allen. Should I just play it safe and start Justin Herbert? I mean, at least you get some time there. At least you've got Herbert as your backup, so you'll know probably Monday if that game's happening.
Yeah.
So that's the nice thing there. You'll know more. I wouldn't stress too much about it today, Zubin.
Yeah, because if the tests come, I think they're supposed to come back this afternoon for that game. So you should definitely know by tonight at the latest on whether you should play one of the others.
And I just don't think Herbert's a terrible streamer this week. I'm really liking him. I think that's a decent backup, a nice pivot for you.
Yeah.
Let's see. What do you think about Drake? What do I do if he does well or bad? Look, if he does bad, you might just have to call it quits and bench him where you can. If he does well, this might be an opportunity to sell high on Drake.
There is
then you could affirm that you like what we thought would happen with him. So this could get him going. This could be the game that gets him going. Who knows?
There are definitely both sides of the argument that both make sense. So it just whatever you feel comfortable with, because there are arguments that Drake or the Arizona Cardinals have the 4th easiest running back schedule moving forward, so you like that. But if you are concerned that Edmonds could take over the backfield, which he looks good, then yeah, if you can get a good offer for him, then I would trade him after this week.
Yeah, and it's going to depend on your needs too, Toby Lobo, because if you need the running back depth, I don't know that I would be getting rid of him right away. He's a consistent starter that's getting decent work. So
that reminds me. I love that you said the depth, Travis. I wanted to remind Whisper Nation this year, I think it's more important than almost any other year to have a lot more depth on your roster. Normally we'll get a lot of people who have these mega rosters because they drafted really well, and then normally say do a 2-for-1 trade to trade up and get a dominant player. But this year, because of all the snap of your fingers, you wake up in the morning and a game is gone. And it's nice to have that depth of, okay, now I have a guy that I can put in there that I was also considering to be a start. So I think this year it might be a a better idea to wait off on trades and use that depth to your advantage for now until you get closer to the playoffs, and then that's when you'll probably want to trade off that depth to get those solid people.
All right, Gliz says full point PPR flex decision. He's got DJ Shark, Le'Veon Bell, Jonnu Smith. You're rolling with DJ Shark here. I think Le'Veon Bell, first game back, that's a little risky. Shark exploded, got right last week, so you like that. And Jonnu Smith may not play in his game. And our guy is back, Johnny, Butt Sprinkle YT.
Oh, what's up, dude?
What's going on? He says, should I keep my Titans players, but also good morning to y'all. Good morning to you, Butt Sprinkle. I love that name, Butt Sprinkle.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Should I keep my Titans players? That really depends, man. Like, which ones do you have? Obviously, you're sticking with Derrick Henry. Jonnu Smith need to stay on your roster, and A.J. Brown, all good stashes. I'm okay if you need to dump Corey Davis, if you need to dump Ryan Tannehill, Adam Humphries, guys like that.
He replied real quick right here, Travis. He said, should I put in Higgins, Hunter Renfro, or A.J. Brown for wide receiver? And for tight end, should I put in Jonnu Smith or Ebron? I would actually go with Higgins and Ebron because I think that those two options are
because we don't think that Titans game probably goes there.
Right.
Let's see here. Go Crazy TV. Should I start Devin Singletary or Todd Gurley? Ooh, I'm rolling with Todd Gurley. I think the matchup against Carolina, it's a decent matchup he's got. It's a high over-under. You know that game's going to be played. All those things working into your decision there. Trey S says, morning, gents. What's going on, Trey? Full point PPR, sit one. Gurley, Singletary, or Deontay Johnson. I am going to sit Singletary here. And once again, not really sure that game happens. Also roll out Jared Cook or pick up Guseki or Mo Alley Cox. I would roll with Guseki this week. I think.
Yeah.
I know the matchup's really tough against San Fran, but the negative game script, he's going to have a chance to get out there, and he's running a lot of routes. Whereas Mo Alley Cox is in kind of a three-headed tight end committee in Indy. I know he's a beast, and we love the talent, but
and I like Guseki rest of season over Jared Cook because Guseki has faced like a brutal tight end schedule over the first half, and it really opens up the second half. So, Josh, go ahead, Travis.
Josh Jacobs or James Robinson, says Elias.
I'm going James Robinson.
Yeah, I think that's the. Yeah, that's probably the right call. Darius, that one's tough, man. I can't believe we're in this realm of ranking James Robinson over Josh Jacobs.
It's just the injury concern. That's
all. Darius Rice, Rivers loves tight ends, but having 3 to play with Mac, Mo Alley Cox, 2 touchdown dependent to roster. Yeah, unfortunately, and I was beating the drum hard in the waiver columns for Mo Alley Cox or Big Mac, as you say there, Darius. But it's just, they were force feeding Trey Burton last week. They didn't connect, but they were.
He's so bad. I don't understand what he sees in Trey Burton.
So, and then you've got Jack Doyle, of course, there as well. Go Crazy TV. Should I start Devin or Gurley at running back? Yeah, so I think you're asking that same one. Yeah, it's Gurley for sure. Jaws Whedon. I think it's an Evan Ingram game today. Finally, Dallas is hiring linebackers at Home Depot. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. They're hiring all defense at Home Depot. I love Evan Ingram. Big buy low, like we said earlier.
Dude, that Home Depot story you sent me this morning, I had me crying, dude.
You guys got to look that up. A man gets in trouble for calling a bomb threat to Home Depot, but all he was saying was he was about to blow up the bathroom.
Yeah.
Talking about taking a monster dookie. So that this newscaster says that it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Anyways. Let's see. Full PPR, Johnny. We've got. We got to answer Kush T here. Singletary or Myles Gaskin?
I'm gonna go. I think I would go Myles Gaskin because I really don't think that game plays. That one's real tough because I would probably go Singletary in a normal situation. Yeah, I would put in Myles Gaskin. Myles Gaskin is a solid play over Singletary this week as a pivot, I think.
full point PPR, flex decision, DJ Shark, Le'Veon Bell, Jonu. DJ Shark, I think we got that one in already.
Yeah.
Justin Young says Miles Sanders, DJ Moore, or Tyler Boyd, full point PPR. I need 2. Ooh, I'm going to go with Tyler Boyd and DJ Moore here.
Oh, are you?
I know. Yeah, I just think with the high over under, it should be a shootout with Atlanta. They've been giving up a lot of points to the opposing offenses. And Sanders, although he is the focal point of that offense, like they're playing Pittsburgh off a bye.
Yeah.
I think that game could get real ugly for them. Butt sprinkle. Should I put in Higgins, Hunter Renfro, or AJ Brown for wide receiver? Oh, we had that one. Sorry about that. Justin Young. Should I start? Justin Young says, should I start Chenault or Boyd at the flex spot in full point PPR?
Boyd. I would go Tyler Boyd.
Okay. Should I start Miles Sanders, DJ? Oh, we did that one. Blue Crew Chet. PPR flex up. John Brown, T. Higgins, Joshua Kelly, Latavius Murray, and he's starting Kamara.
Okay.
So he needs the flex here. John Brown, T. Higgins, Joshua Kelly. You're starting Joshua Kelly, I think. It's a decent flex here. That's exactly where you want to be starting him. He's the starter. I know it's PPR. He hasn't been used a lot, but I think he's a nice option this week.
Yeah.
You think Brandon Ayuk would be better than Hunter Renfro this week? It's gonna be tough with Deebo Samuel back, Jimmy G back, who doesn't necessarily have the chemistry with Ayuk. I think I would trust Renfro in that projected negative game script against Kansas City.
Yep.
Odell Beckham Jr., Crowder, or Devontae Parker.
I'm gonna go
it's
Odell.
Gonna be hard for me to bench Odell after last week. I know it's a tough matchup, but he's been on a roll now, back-to-back weeks, scoring touchdowns. He's been a focal point of their offense when they do throw.
Reese Thomas,
Matt Ryan, or Teddy Bridgewater, or Chris
or Cousins. I would go Teddy Bridgewater on this one.
Wow. Yeah. I'm going to give Matt Ryan one more week. They're at home. I know Julio's out, but they took Calvin Ridley off the injury report, so I'm going to go with Matt Ryan here. Justin Young says Hearst or Guseki in full point PPR. Johnny, that's a tough one.
This one is a tough one. I keep going back and forth because Hearst is on with Julio out. I just don't love the matchup for Guseki today. That's the only issue. But I think Guseki has the higher upside. I would probably go Hearst on this one with the matchup. And with Julio being out, I think that. But then you have Oz. You have Oz stepping up as well. Yeah, no, I'm gonna go Hearst. I'm sticking. I hate double guessing. I'm going Hearst on this. Hearst over Guseki this week.
Blue Crew Chep says, "Thanks, guys. Your advice is always worth considering. Great show. You might be the reason I'm 3-1. We appreciate that, guys. This is it. Oh, one more question. Max Hunt says Gallup or AJ Brown. I'd be rolling with Gallup. Not sure that AJ Brown gets a shot with that Tennessee game being extended.
Yeah.
Guys, make sure you like and subscribe. We're back here again next Sunday, an hour and a half before the game starts. We appreciate you, Whisper Nation, as always. I'm Big Travie. That's Johnny Game Time Hicks. Johnny, one more half PPR, Woods or Robbie Anderson?
I'm going Robert Woods.
Bobby Trees. For Johnny Game Time Hicks, I'm Big Travie. We're the Fantasy Whisperers. We're out.
Peace. Take Le'Veon Bell. 4 new subs.